Hello and welcome, guys. So today it's gonna be about how the plot looks like, what's growing, what problems we had back in May, because now it's June. In general there were not too many issues. Some things didn't grow. I had some diseases, I had some pests, but you know what, most of the stuff is growing and I'm still harvesting, so we're good. But anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so let's start with those potatoes. They're doing just fine. The foliage is amazing, and in a few weeks from now I'm gonna start feeding them with potash, with comfrey tea, because at some point we don't want to have foliage. We want them to start building those spots underneath. Now this is the bare patch after the most likely some kind of blight or disease that I had here, and you know what I hope for is that it didn't spread on the other plants, but we will see. Now beetroots, so this is boltardi, and as you can see it's growing, it's producing those small bulbs here. So lettuce is growing great. You know what I do, I just pick up leaves, outer leaves all the time, and I'm just hoping it's not gonna go to seed anytime soon, so I'm just watering really well. The problem with lettuce is that we have just too much, so in the future I'm gonna be a bit smarter. I'm gonna do some more successive sowing, you know, sow less every few weeks. But this one, guys, the flashy lettuce is perfect for picking up the outer leaves. The problem is that I have some aphids on it, so I have some green flies here and there. You can still remove them before eating, you know, in the sink with water. It's not big deal. But what I would do next year is just use really good fine enviromesh, which will not allow aphids to go through. Anyway, here are the Aerobatics lettuce. So what I did, I pick up the whole heads of the all year round, and look how huge it is. This one is good for picking right now, and I'm just replacing with those smaller one. Again, beetroot, more boltardi, and this is spinach. Spinach will be probably going to seed. As you can see, it's growing really tall, but this small patch, guys, it gave me huge amount of leaves. Okay, so next bed is alliums, and first we will see a parsley. As a matter of fact, I just noticed some weed here. You see, that's the problem, that the weeds which are growing so near the plant are worse, because you cannot pick them up with the roots, otherwise you will just pull up the whole plant. Okay, so parsley is doing good, it's growing nicely. Next, unfortunately, is dill, and guys, dill completely failed this year. I mean, I don't know if it was me pulling up the weeds and disturbing the dill roots as well, but then I stopped doing it. As you can see, there is a lot of weeds growing here, and dill is still not growing, so it's just dying. And I don't know what that is. It might be not enough water, maybe too much water, I have no idea. So this is something for me to try next year again. But if you have any ideas, guys, about growing dill outside, just let me know. And here are the onions, and they're doing great, growing really nice. Not much to say about them, you know, they are in those clumps of 5, and I have 2 different kinds here. I have a red baron, and I think the other one is white variety. Here is the grocery garlic. It's doing good as well. I keep it under this mesh to avoid leaf miner, but I think leaf miner only comes in April and then in late summer. But you know, just keep it just in case. And again, dill, there's supposed to be the whole bed of dill which doesn't grow. So what I'm gonna do now is clear those 2 beds, and I have to come up with some idea what to grow in them. Actually, in this as well, because now I have those bare patches. Okay, now we're coming to the beans. All these are French beans. However, we have 2 varieties. This is the variety called Cobra, and it's gonna climb on this teepee. And the other one here is dwarf, also French but dwarf variety. So it's not supposed to be taller than this, I guess. And they're doing just fine. They were sown directly. I'm gonna have another batch of these sown 2 weeks from now to have some successive sowing. Okay, and now we're going to brassicas. So brassicas are doing great as well. I have some lettuce sown in between. As you remember, there's a huge slug here. So as you remember, I'm using lettuce as a filler, so if I have some bare space, I'm trying to squeeze lettuce there. But anyway, these This is the kohlrabi, and I think this is I'm gonna put the name of this variety on the screen. And I think it's good for picking. As you can see, it's bigger than tennis ball, so it might be good for harvesting today. But this is doing great. Here is the cauliflower. Now, just by looking at those plants, you can imagine how hungry they are. I mean, to produce leaves like this, how much nitrogen it needs. But anyway, you know, it's producing those leaves, but I don't see any fruit yet. Now, moving forward, we have another kohlrabi. I think this might be super smells. And these guys here, this is Chinese green that someone gave me, someone who have a plot here gave me, and I have no clue what the name is. All I know is that have a chai or choi in the name. Actually, I'm going to put it on the screen, but it's really tasty. You know what we do, we're picking it up as a leaves and just add it to the salad. It has really nice juicy leaves, and it's growing very, very well. You know, I don't do anything special for it really. It's just covered with this enviro mesh, and it doesn't have too many aphids as well. So yeah, really good plant. I would definitely recommend it for you guys. Again, some interplanted lettuces. This is all year round. As a matter of fact, guys, all year round, if you grow this lettuce, I wouldn't grow it to pick up the leaves because it's really hard to pick them up. I would grow this lettuce only for hearts. And these here, guys, are cabbages. They're doing okay. They have some slug damage, but that's because they are so near to the other plot where slug's coming from. Here we have more lettuces, and this variety that you can see here is called Elberg, and this is cross between Little Gem and some other, I just don't remember, but you see how well it looks like. And you know, we're gonna start picking the leaves probably quite soon. Here we have more cauliflowers, and oh, there you go. And I think here we have calabrese, and it started forming heads already here as well. So I'm gonna keep feeding this plant with my nettle tea just to provide enough nitrogen for it, and I'm gonna do it every 2 weeks. And here we have some autumn cauliflower, which is sowed directly, and I use those milk butters to protect it from slugs and too much sun, because you see this butter will not allow too much sun getting to the seedling. Alright, we're finally moving to another side of the plot. Here is my herb bed. This is the thyme. It has those lovely flowers now, and it smells really good. So we have some chives as well, and I will start cutting it anytime now. Here we have a sweet majoran. It's growing really nice as well. And here are the basils. And these basils were what's left from the one that I had for polytunnel. I do not expect too much of them. You know, the slugs probably will be all over these plants anytime soon, but so far they're doing good. Mints, they are adjusting to the outside really well. They were planted just 1 week ago. They're doing good. And here we have grocery potatoes, and they just created huge jungle here, which is great, but then again they need to produce really good spots underneath. So again, I will start feeding them with potash. Here we have corn, sweet corn, 2 different varieties. I think this one is sweet nugget, and on this side we have F1 Swift. What I planted here is the courgettes. So I have only 2 plants in here, and this is purely to cover and shade the area between the sweet corn. I just try to see how well it's going to work, and if it's worth to use this method, because as you can see there is a lot of place for weeds to grow in between. And look at this, guys. You remember those 3 small rhubarbs that I planted some time ago? Well, look how big they are. Like how huge those leaves are comparing to my hand. So again, I'm gonna be picking them up, and we'll probably do some juice from them. Okay, and now we're moving to the fruits. So this one here are the Alpine strawberries, and I didn't see any fruits yet, but look at that. I already have some nice small strawberries, and I know that last time when I did the episode, I said I will pull all the flowers, but then I realized that I think I bought the variety I bought is already 2 years old, so it's supposed to give you flowers at the same time when you buy it. But to be honest guys, I haven't got enough patience. I just have to get those strawberries. And as you can see, we have more here, so they're fruiting really nice. Also, as you can, I'm using netting, so this is bed netting, but it still allows bees from the, you know, especially from the adjoining plot. This is the beehive, so you know, all these bees are doing amazing job with pollinating. Yeah, there you go, have some bumblebee here hiding. So what I've done as well, I use those CDs. So all this netting here is to prevent birds from eating my strawberries. The CDs are, you know, I think birds don't like flashy things like this, so, and he's doing good job. I was a bit worried that they might start eating strawberries which are near the netting, but we will see, we will see. Okay, and this area here is where I have my raspberries. So these are the summer fruiting variety, and as you can see, most of the canes worked, but I have 2 canes that just died. I'm not sure if that happens a lot when you buy plants, but you know, it's still good. Most of them are working. These are the autumn variety, and it's doing really well. By the way, as you can see, I covered this area almost fully, so I'm trying to utilize those black tarps that I have all the year round. All I have to weed is the area where something is growing, and it saves me huge amount of time. And here we have the beans. Here are the French variety that I will grow for seeds and then for the dry seed, and some of them growing. Unfortunately, the one in the middle didn't manage to grow yet, so what I will do, I'm probably put few more seeds just to be on the safe side, make sure that I have some fruits. And here we have a red currant, so it's doing good, and gooseberries back then. Okay, so here's the polytunnel. On the right we have all tomatoes. As you can see, they have a lot of flowers. What I'm doing usually when I'm here on the plot, I'm just tapping the flowers like this to pollinate them. And this one here is covered, and these are the flowers that did not develop yet. And the reason is because that's the open pollinated variety Fahrenheit, and I don't want it to cross pollinate with others. So as you can see, I don't bother about these because these flowers are already open, but I will try to make sure that these are always covered, and will save seeds from these tomatoes. So not much to say really. All I'm doing, guys, every day I'm here is just trying to remove those suckers like this one here. And what I will do as well is I'm trying to prune all the leaves which are down at the bottom of the fruits. So here we have fruits, so I will remove all these leaves here. Now on the right we have cucumbers. They're doing really well in this polytunnel. You know, as you can see, they're growing really nice. And here we have basil. This basil was sown only a week ago. So we have 2 varieties. This one is cinnamon and this one is Greek. The Greek is a little bushy one. Okay, next one, guys, we have peppers. These are the chili peppers, and this is the first time I grow chili peppers at all. I cut their tops because I was growing them on the windowsill and they got really leggy, but as you can see, they already doing some growth here on the side, so I expect to have nice bushy. Alright, so that's gonna be it. This is today's harvest. We finally have some strawberries. I have some Chinese green and flashy lettuce, and first 2 kohlrabis. So as you can see in May, everything looks good. I mean, I have some bare soil now, which I have to fill it with something, and we have too much lettuce already, so I might start planting some autumn veggies, you know, like maybe some carrots, autumn carrots, things like this. But anyway, in general it looks good. It's all good, and I hope it's all good for you guys as well. I hope, you know, all your veggies grows well and you have really nice weather as we have here. And that's gonna be it for now. So all the best, guys, have a great week, and I see you next time. Take care, bye.